great part about Steph, he's got to be the easiest superstar to be around. I don't know if he has a great memory, which is fantastic. You need that in his position. He's always that confident because he thinks next play all the time.
That's just Steph. He has that mindset where he is the best shooter of all time, and it just takes one good look at the rim or at the free throw line, and when that happens, the floodgates open.
Just got to focus on just winning a game. Just go focus on winning one game right now. We'll travel tomorrow. We'll learn from it. We'll watch the film. We got a game back at home in front of our fans. They're going to give us a great boost, great juice. But I said if you play with that effort and that urgency, you're going to have a chance to win every single night, and I'm so proud of them. So come out, replicate that, still find a way individually and collectively to play better, and then hopefully we get the result we want in Game 5.
Great juice, great boost. That's a bar. All right, Brian Windhorst is joining us now on NBA Today. So we saw Steph. He came up big. The Warriors, they took their first lead of the entire game with 45.7 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. They were still able to pull out the win. But Golden State, they haven't looked immortal all series, right? So, Matt, should the Warriors be more optimistic that they keep finding ways to win, or worried that they haven't been able to string together consistent quarters of high-caliber play here?
Warriors are completely fine, and Perk will tell you, in the playoffs, it's going to be ugly sometimes. They gave us, 142 points in Game 3 and shot 53% from the three-point line. They shot terrible, turned the ball over early, and still found a way to win down the stretch. Granted, Steph Curry went crazy, but when you're a championship team going through these playoffs, it's not always going to be blowouts and beautiful wins. You got to find a way to win ugly games, and that's what they were able to do last night. So I'm not concerned, and I know they're not either.
Brian?
Well, I'm sure they're optimistic, Malika, if John Morant is not playing, because if you're the Grizzlies, you're absolutely sick to your stomach that if you had Ja in this game, this would be 2-2 with you going home with home court advantage. I respect the Warriors' potency, of course, but they've had big variance in their shooting in this series, up and down, and if they hadn't had the luxury of being able to defend Dillon Brooks instead of defending John Morant down the stretch, we'd be seeing a completely different tune. Yeah, Draymond made a great play at the end. Steph made a couple of big plays, but that was not a great performance, and now we don't know how long Steve Kerr might be out due to COVID. So I respect the Warriors. I think they're in great position to advance to the conference finals, but they got a lot of work to do.
Perk?
I'm with you. I mean, look, you got to think about the first series against the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets was the worst team in the playoffs, in my opinion. And now you're going to the Memphis Grizzlies without their superstar and Ja Morant. He's injured. And look, the Memphis Grizzlies, they play hard, and I've been rolling on the dark side, but they're not experienced, right? So you look at the careless turnovers, you look at everything that they do that's not playoff basketball, giving up transition buckets. So with that being said, to me, the Warriors really haven't been tested by a great team with a high IQ. And so I think that's going to come back to hunt them when they get into the Western Conference Finals, whether it's against the Suns or whether it's against the Dallas Mavericks.
Well, but it's one of those things with the Golden State Warriors where sometimes I feel like when you watch them, they play up to their level of competition at times. So I think maybe the answer is somewhere in the middle, that they can take this but also be looking at, okay, these are the ways we need to get better, because we all heard Draymond Green on his podcast after the game. He said, these aren't the Minnesota Timberwolves. We're the Golden State Warriors. This is a whole different beast. Matt, I'm honestly a little bit afraid of what we're about to do next, because Perk, you have been championing the Grizzlies and the dark side the entire season.
He wore black tonight, though. He already knows the funeral is coming.
Are you okay? What happened down the stretch for them to lose control of this game and this series, and are you okay?
No, I'm not okay. I'm on 3 hours of sleep. I couldn't sleep last night. And this is what happened to the dark side. It got dark upstairs. Okay, this is what blacked out their brains yesterday. Look, their effort was there. They competed on both ends. I get that. But the next step that you have to do is play with a high IQ, especially in those moments. And you look at the transition buckets that they gave up on made shots. You look at the miscommunication. We all know that Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time. How do you not know where he is on the floor? How do you not communicate switches on pick and rolls? Or when is Jaren Jackson Jr. going to finally come up on the screen and say, no, I can't give Steph this shot? Those are the things, trying to get buckets, trying to play hero ball. You know, John Morant was out last night, and I saw a lot of guys not being stars in their roles or not playing their roles, and that's what hurt the Memphis Grizzlies. It's not their talent, it's not their effort, it's their IQ.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.